got the juice, I got the juice. Channel, Chatham's on. Foolies glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm on. Rest in peace to my bag.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Best NHL Clips here, and I am back with episode number 2 of our Be a GM mode with the Calgary Flames. That is right. So before we get into this, I took your guys' advice. I edited the potentials of a lot of superstars, a lot of prospects, the overalls of a lot of those players, and a lot of prospects coming up in the minors. I tried to make the draft as realistic as possible, so this upcoming draft is going to be pretty good. Although before we get into that, I want to show you guys what I did with the team because I've done a couple things to prepare for the regular season. Alright boys, so let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I did was I needed to free up some contract space because we had 50 out of 50 contracts. So I basically traded a bunch of AHL no-name players and, pretty much nobodies, plus one of our goalies who was never going to make it in our league for a Winnipeg third-round pick in 2017. Pretty good deal if you ask me, and it opened up 5 spaces to sign new players. Secondly, I had seen this guy being pointed out all the time in the comments. So Nick Ritchie, the left wing power forward, he had barely any trade value, so I decided to pursue him, trading away Michael Furland. He's a younger power forward, but I don't think he's going to get to where Nick Ritchie is at, and then traded another player plus that Winnipeg third round pick, and we got ourselves Nick Ritchie. So he's going to be down in the minors this year, tearing it up, but I think it was a really good deal for a really high-end prospect. Last but not least, I decided to fill out our roster's remaining spots with one guy for the main roster and a few prospects. So we got Cirelia. I don't know if I said that right, but he's a top 6 forward, 18 years old. Then of course we went after Valiev like you guys all told me to. And then going over to the goalie side of things, we brought back Gillies, the Calgary Flames prospect that somehow made it into free agency. God knows why. Now this guy here, somebody was telling me he ends up being a franchise goalie or something. I don't know, he didn't look too interesting to me. We have a lot of goalie prospects already, so I decided to leave him. But as you can see, going through free agency, there is a lot of players with different overall potential levels. We also picked ourselves up for 1 year Alex Semin at $3 million. And he's going to be replacing Furland in the lineup there. So our line's actually looking pretty good. But yeah, like I was saying, as you can see, there's a lot of overall potential changes. I didn't make every one of these changes, okay? When I changed players' potentials, some of them I did, and then other ones, EA decided to just change on their own. And you'll see that as we go through. I'll point them out. So to make sure we got the players I was wanting, I simmed just through the preseason. And you guys are about to see, I'm going to do everything else live, but I wanted to do this behind the scenes. 2 wins right off the bat. Valiev, welcome to the team, man. There we go. Extremely happy. Cirelia, the same deal. Gillies, welcome back. Semin, hello. And then, moving on here. Shootout win. Another win. Another one. And on to a perfect preseason? No, San Jose shuts us down 5-1. But that's where we're at right now, so let's get into it. Alright boys, here we are with our Calgary Flames. And offense 90, defense 91, goaltending 87. But before we get into the regular season, I got some things to show you. So first off, if we go into manage rosters here, I'll show you the lines that I'm going to be running with to start the season. You guys let me know if I should make any changes. But there you guys can see the first change already. Johnny Gaudreau, medium elite, 89 overall. Now, like I said, I went through and I did a lot of switches on a lot of teams. So he's not the only one. Boma, I also updated his shot blocking. You guys say he's a hero in that category. So there we go. Bennett got a bit of an update there to 83 overall. And here is our line. So we got Monahan with Frolik and Gaudreau. Semin with Bennett and Raymond, Boma with Backlund and Colburn, and then Stajan with Shore and Yoris. Oh, not the special teams there. Let's go over to defense real quick. We got Giordano with Brody, Hamilton with Weidman, Paka with Smeed. And then now we can go into the goalies. We got Kerry Ramo at 85 overall, and I dropped Hiller all the way down to an 82. I think that's a deserved rating, but the good thing is both their contracts end at the end of this year, so we won't have to worry about him for too long. So now we can get into the special lineups there. I'll just show you them really quickly, and you guys can let me know what you think, any changes I should make, any of that good stuff. So there we go. And yeah, extras, scratch, there's none of that really in here. But if we get into the AHL, we got Nick Ritchie, first line left wing, with Hamilton and Poirier. Now, he's a guy who EA updated his potential to high elite, and I did not touch him. I swear I did not touch this guy. And there's one other guy on our roster who is like that as well, and I'll point him out to you in a second. But let me know what you want me to do with that, because the thing is, if I back out and come back in, not only do we lose all our progression, but other random guys are going to get that boost for no reason. I restarted the GM mode like 7 times to try and get it back to where it was, and it just wasn't happening. So we got to find a way to deal with this. Do we keep him? Do we trade him to make it fair? What do we do? So then on our second line, we got Klimchuk with Arnold and Shinkaruk. And then we got Boleg, Grant, and Colton Orr, the enforcer. Let's get him up to the NHL. And then we got Wolf, Cirelia, and Smith. And then going into the defensive side of things, we got Killington, Eglund, Wotherspoon, Valiev, Sielov, and Johnson. And just so you guys can see the goalies, what I'm doing for the goalies is we got Ortillo and Gillies as our 2 goalies. We're going to try and get Gillies quite a few games here. McDonald's in the minors still in the CHL, so that's all good. And then some of the scratch players, they're players you wouldn't put in your lineup, right? So I made sure all the players that needed to be in the lineup are in the lineup, all right? So going into the trades here, the trade block, I'll show you what I have on that. Let me see. Jonas Hiller is the only guy I'm kind of wanting to get rid of right now, but I don't think anybody's going to bite. We don't want our fourths, but we want first, second, and thirds. And we are also looking for a goalie. We need a starting goalie, that's for sure. We're looking for a defenseman, a top 6 defenseman, because our top 4 is pretty killer, and then second line forwards. That's what I think we need the most, that and picks. But if we go into propose a trade here, I'll show you. The other guy that got updated to high elite on our team for no apparent reason, Mangiapane. Now, I don't know why EA does this when you try and edit other players' potentials, but he got updated to a high elite. That's a little overpowered if you think about it. So let me know what would be fair to do in this situation, and I'll figure that out for next episode. But yeah, Poirier and Mangiapane, they got updated to high elite for no apparent reason. I promise you I did not touch them, so I'm willing to get rid of them if we have to. Alright, boys? So going over to goalies right quick. I'm not going to give away every team, but now we got Gillies and McDonald. And as you can see, McDonald's down in the minors there, so that is perfect. But it's going to be one hell of a trick getting rid of this guy. We may have to just run with our goalies until the end of the year here. We got a lot of prospects, but for example, if you guys wanted to see, somebody who I updated in potential overall, I did this on every team. If we go to defense on Dallas Stars here, you look, Klingberg, 89, medium, elite. I think that's a well-deserved rating. And if you go over to, say, Chicago, and you look at their studs coming into the forwards here, you got Patrick Kane, 96 overall. So, I mean, you know what? I did go through and made sure that I updated almost every player in the league. We're scouting Austin Matthews right now, but I think it's been enough talking. You guys have seen everything we have to offer. I think now we get into our first few months of simulation. Then you can let me know where we go from there. Alright, boys, getting into the calendar here. Let's go. Let's have a season like we had in our preseason too. We're just going to kind of take it 1 month at a time. First game of the year, and we get the W against Vancouver. Come on, baby. Oh, yes, and another one. Keep it going. Holy, this team. Come on. Yes, 4-0. Oh my. Oh, and a huge loss to Edmonton? You gotta be kidding me. That's ridiculous. Can we make the comeback though? Oh wait, here we go. I've reviewed this year's draft class briefly. It's gonna be a good year for rookies. You know what? I know it is because I edited the rookies to be like their real potential ratings in real life. So you're gonna see a lot of really good rookies in this draft that you wouldn't see in a usual simulation because I actually switched it up quite a bit. So against Washington, we get the W. Wow, player morale. Let's see what they have to say, man. All right, we got Semin. He is already ecstatic to be on this team. When you're as good as me, recent performances are the norm. Okay, Semin. Jesus. Well, there's a lot to be proud of. Good work, man. Positive effect. There we go. Monahan's a leader. Giordano, our captain, is obviously a leader. I'm pretty sure Monahan's an assistant. We got Frolik as a presence. Anybody else? No. All right. So, keep this going. We'll get to the end of this month, then we'll stop, and we'll see where we're at. A loss to Detroit there. All right. Oh, but a big win against New York Rangers. We will take it. Editing assignment. I want to go to the United States here because they have some decent players too. We'll send him out down there for the forwards. 2 wins before we got a loss. If we can keep that ratio up, I would be happy. But I think we just got, 2 losses. Oh, but then a win to the Edmonton Oilers. All right. So after 1 month, we are 8-4. That is pretty damn good. Locker chemistry is at 79%. I just want to kind of check the stats here. Gaudreau obviously killing it. So let's see. What do we got here? Point-wise, we got Gaudreau, Frolik, Brody. All right. That's good to see. I'm happy about that. Bennett, wow, making his mark on the second line. Perfect. Monahan, Semin, that's working out pretty well. And if we go over to defense, how's our defense looking? They're all pluses except for Weidman on the second line. All right. So we got Brody, Giordano, all of them. Goalie-wise, let's see, how's Ramo doing for us? Hiller got the last start. What? He has a win and a loss. Look at that GAA. Oh, man, he's so bad. But Ramo is doing awesome, all right? So there we go. So we're going to sim 1 more month for sure and see where we want to go from there. Then I'll let you guys chime in on everything. We'll see how this month goes. But let's bring it up to this game against the Dallas Stars. So a win to start it off. Good. Come on. Loss there. Klimchuk gaining morale down in the minors there. Shootout loss. Shootout win. Okay. Tampa. Come on. Win. Oh, another. Okay, at least we're getting points on those ones. Another. Come on, boys. Come on, don't do this. And we're right back at 500. You got to be kidding me. Oh, no. What is going on here? 1 more loss and I'm stopping the sim. Anaheim. Oh, okay, we got to win there. Come on. Get a couple more. Arizona. Where's that team we had in the beginning? Shootout win. A loss. And that's where we're going to leave it at 500. Overall. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that. Was not expecting that at all. Let's see here. We have dropped down to 4th in our division. We're going to have a pretty tough division too, because like I say, I updated it so the teams who usually make the playoffs should be in the playoffs. And let's go into Stat Central here. And Frolik's our leading point getter now, okay. But wow, what happened to Gaudreau, you got 2 points in the last 10 games. What are you doing, man? All right, man. So we got to figure something else out here. We had a hell of a start to the year, and now it looks like we're coming down to earth. So there we go. We will go to defense, show you guys all of them. Brody's still killing it. Giordano had a better month there. And here we're looking at our goalies. Hiller, you know what? He's playing where he should be, 82 overall, but it says he's upgraded to 83 now. I have no clue why. He's been playing awful, 1-3-1, and that save percentage is realistic, for this year. But there we go. We'll look at our power play percentage, our PK percentage, all that good stuff. goals for per game, 2.4. That's not really, what I want. But goals against, we actually have one hell of a good goals against. So if we could, our defense is really good, but we need to score some more. We're mid-bottom of the pack for the power play there, so maybe that's something that would help us get a few more goals. And our PK is obviously top of the line. So I think defensively, we're a good team and we can run with Ramo and still make the playoffs, but we need some more offensive power, and that was my main fear coming into this season, because I knew we had a good first line, but we have absolutely no depth, and that may be something that just has to come with time. So let me know if you guys have any ideas for, line edits or anything like that. I will be sure to take all of your comments into consideration. I read every single one. Other than that, I think we have a decent start. I think we can make the playoffs. Hope you enjoyed episode number 2, and have a great day, you sexy studs.